Hi, I'm in Sanliurfa, Turkey, not far from the border with Syria. Let me tell you about my crazy day today before I fall asleep. It's been one hell of a day. So I started off in Mersin at 2 o'clock in the morning. I got up at 1:30 in the morning. I was in the car by 2 a.m. to drive to Göbekli Tepe, which is, I posted a video about it earlier, one of the most important archaeological finds ever. It was only unearthed, I think, in 1992, dated to 10 to 11,000 years old, with all these huge standing stones. So I think it predates the pyramids and Stonehenge by 5,000 years, and the people that built it were hunter-gatherers, so that came as a real shock to archaeologists. So anyway, I posted a video of that before. So I had a great time there, took loads of photographs. It was actively being, the archaeologists were actively working on it while the tourists were there. You could take photos, no problem, which is what I did. And anyway, the next part of the day was a little bit crazy. Maybe you'll think I'm in the wrong. Just a warning, there might be some mildly choice language coming up. So anyway, I drove to the other famous site, Karahan Tepe, so that was another hour in the car. So it took me about 6.25 hours to drive to Göbekli Tepe, another hour to Karahan Tepe, which was in the middle. It's the most desolate place I've ever seen. Anyway, I got there. My ticket that I got for Göbekli Tepe covered me for Karahan Tepe. So I got there. I walked up this steep hill, similar deal. There's a dig site. Anyway, as soon as I arrived, this guy with a sort of walkie-talkie said, he saw my camera and he said, "Oh, no photographs, no photographs." And I said, "What? No photography?" And he said, "Oh, you can photograph from there." And they had this sort of jetty over the main excavation, which is this. Again, I've posted a video about it. It's a series of slightly weird pillars in this pit with a face of a man, some sort of weird channel. Archaeologists don't really know what it was for. They don't know whether the channel was for water or maybe blood from sacrifices. Really quite eerie place. So anyway, I was taking some photos there, and you might notice if you watch the video, as soon as I lifted the camera up from looking down this hole, he was like, no photos. So I'm just thinking, like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, again, I could be wrong. Tell me what you think in the comments. But, you go, this is a museum, right? It's the same, run by the same people as Göbekli Tepe, where you could take photographs to your heart's content. There are archaeologists working there. Now, at first I thought, well, maybe he doesn't want pictures taken because there's Muslim women, they're covered from head to foot, but they're working. I wasn't taking photos of them anyway. But no, it turned out, and I've never seen this anywhere I've travelled, any place. Some places say no photography, that's fine. Some places say no tripods, whatever, that's fine. But I've never, ever been anywhere where, for no apparent reason, you can point your camera down a hole into the most exciting and interesting part of the site, but the minute you pointed it anywhere else, they went absolutely bananas. Anyway, I tried every trick in the book. First of all, I was like, "Oh, I don't understand, I don't speak Turkish, whatever." So I took a photo, and then he's like, no, and then he's like, called this other guy over, and he said, "Oh, I'm the director or something or other." He was only a young bloke. And he said, "Oh, you can't take any photographs." I said, "Well, says who?" He says, "Well, I say so." And I said, well, I said, "Hang on." I said, "Where's the sign saying no photography?" He said, "Well, I'm telling you." And I said, "Well, I want to see it in writing." Anyway, the more that this arsehole went on and on about, why, they said, "Oh, you can't photograph the excavations." Well, there's no earthly logical reason for that, because you could say, well, maybe they don't want people to see what they're unearthing, but that doesn't make sense, because another archaeologist could come, not take photos, but look and know exactly what they were doing. So that makes absolutely no sense. So I just got to the point where I just had it with these idiots. And this guy with the walkie-talkie was like following me around the whole time, like the Gestapo. So I took a couple more photos. Of course, they got angrier and angrier. They were starting to go bananas. And I said, look, why open this place to the public if you're not going to let people take photographs? He said, oh, you must stop, or we're going to call security. And, you know, I just thought, you know, I said to them, I've driven for 6 hours to come and see this place. You know, I was thinking to myself, well, I'm a guest. I'm supporting this through, you know, buying a ticket or whatever. This just doesn't make any sense. And, of course, I'm all for obeying rules when they're designed to keep people safe, but to me, it was just another symptomatic of basically photographers. You know, if you've got a camera in your hand, you know, people treat you like a criminal. You know, you'd have an easier time carrying a big knife in some places than you would a camera. You know, they go ballistic. So I just lost it. And I didn't lose it. I wasn't angry with them, but I just said, look, I'm just going to carry on. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. I ended up taking a couple of photos because literally there was nothing else really that was of any interest. But I just did it to make a point. Anyway, I thought, what are they going to do if they call security? Well, I haven't committed any crime. You know, what can they do? I'm a guest. I've got a ticket. You know, I just got to the point where I was just like, do your worst. Anyway, so, you know, this guy just being a total idiot just completely ruined it for me, really. Well, it didn't ruin it. It was really interesting, but it's just, I just had enough of it, you know. It's just idiots. So I left there. Then there was another hour's drive to Sanliurfa, and I've come here to this beautiful hotel. I don't know if you can see in the background, it's 450 years old. But anyway, when I arrived, it said when I booked it's free parking. Well, I pulled into the car park, which was absolutely full. And this guy came up and said, I said, I'm here for the hotel. He went, okay. And he just jumped in the driver's seat and parked the car for me. But the only space left, I had to get out to let him park. He's parked it in a space that is so tight, I cannot physically now get into the driver's seat. God knows what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to have to climb in through the back because there's a railing on one side, so I can't get in the passenger side because the car next to me is parked at an angle. So at the front, it's so tight, I physically cannot get into the driver's seat. Anyway, so that was pretty stressful because I was trying to get all my stuff out of the car, which is awkward at the best of times, and there was just no room to do it. Anyway, I got into the hotel, and the staff here couldn't be nicer. Just the lady on reception, when I came in, they gave me tea, and then I think there's like two cleaning ladies were asking me questions, and I was telling them I used to teach English in Askenderan. Just really lovely, really charming, and just so nice, and the hotel is wonderful, so that's good. So what do I do after that? So I still hadn't done any breakfast or lunch, but I wanted to set off to the museum. There's a huge museum here because they've got a lot of exhibits related to Göbekli Tepe and Karahan Tepe, and the museum was really good. And I was walking around the museum, and these two girls, probably I guess 18 or so, just came running up to me, introduced themselves. They said, "Oh, you know, we're Kurdish, we're from Adıyaman. Oh, you know, can we get a selfie with you?" So, like, people here really super friendly, and yeah, the museum was great. You know, really really interesting. And then I went to the Fish Lake, which I've been to Sanliurfa before when I lived here. Again, that was a hell of a day's travelling because I only used to get 1 day off a week. So I finished my last lesson at 9 o'clock at night, I think it was, and got the 10 or 11 o'clock bus to come here. It was a 6-hour bus journey. So I got here at like 4 in the morning, spent a day looking around, then had to get on the bus, the night bus back, so I could be at work the next morning. So yeah, nothing changes really. If you want to see places, you've got to suffer really. So yeah, so anyway, what was I saying? So I went to the Fish Lake, which is this big lake. Well, not big lake. It's like an ornamental lake with a lot of mosques and beautiful garden around it. And but I went to see something I missed last time, which was there's a very large mosque there, and I only went there because I saw it in a documentary recently. Inside, they've got a little cave where they believe that the prophet Abraham, so that Abraham, the founder of the 3 Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, they believe that he was born in this cave. I didn't take any photographs in there because there were Muslims praying there and I didn't want to get in their way. You could take photos. I saw some guy taking pictures on his phone, but to be honest, you couldn't really see anything. It was a tiny little room. You had to bend right down to this tiny little doorway to get in there. A very small place, and then there was this big glass window, and inside you could kind of see this sort of cave. So it wasn't really very much to see, but it was really interesting, and it was clearly a very venerated, sort of very holy place. You know, to take your shoes off and put them in a little locker before you went in and all that sort of thing. So that was good, and then I went and sat in the park, the gardens, by this sort of watercourse winds all the way around, and I had some nice cheesy toast and watched the little cats running around, and I made a little video about that earlier, but I haven't posted it. Just a wonderful place. And then I finally came back to the hotel just to change and sort of get my act together, really. Very, very tired though. It's been a hell of a long day. The worst part was the drive, because a couple of days ago I drove to Cappadocia, which in hindsight was a bit of a mistake because it took me so long to drive there, and I only had really 3 hours to look around before I had to drive. But I mean, I've been there before again, and that was a killer. But at least on that one, it was an interesting drive. You know, it was on a sort of dual carriageway. You go driving through little places, but my heart sank driving from Mersin to here because it was a motorway all the way, like 390 kilometres of just motorway, and only the last 30 kilometres was on little roads to get to Göbekli Tepe. So it was, mind-numbingly boring. But anyway, I made it. I'm here. It's nice. Tomorrow I'm going to go to Diyarbakir. So just briefly, that is a place with a very large Kurdish population. First time I came to Turkey in '95, and I think pretty much when I came in 2009, when I lived here, the Foreign Office advised against travelling to Diyarbakir because it's been pretty dangerous. There've been terrorism, clashes between the Kurdish Workers' Party and the Turkish army, almost I think warfare. Well, it was warfare, I think in the 90s. But now it's safe, in inverted commas, as safe as anywhere can be. So I'm going to go there tomorrow. It looks, from videos I've seen from other travellers, it looks very, very interesting. So that should be good. So anyway, yeah, so that was today. It's been crazy, been a long one. So yeah, let me know what you think. Was I in the wrong? I don't know. I just think sometimes rules are meant to be broken if they're patently stupid. And so there we go. All right, all the best from Sanliurfa. Bye for now.